Once again, I welcome you all for the second session of Chemistry in Cosmetics and Cleansing Agents. Here, we will discuss about cleansing agents and chemistry in some major products which we are used in our day-to-day life. Before enter into the cleansing agents, we will see about the perfumes. The perfumes are enhances our mood, boosts confidence, makes you attractive, and treats insomnia. The perfume is a mixture of fragrant essential oils or aroma compounds, fixatives, and solvents. The word is derived from Latin word perfumer, meaning to smoke through. It is usually in the liquid form and used to give a pleasant scent to person's body. The list of ingredients which we are used in perfumes are given here, that is acetone, ethanol, benzaldehyde, formaldehyde, limonene, methylene chloride, camphor, ethyl acetate, linalool, benzyl alcohol, phthalates, and synthetic musk. The most common solvent is used in perfume oil is alcohol. The next one is deodorants. The deodorant is a substance applied to the body to prevent the or mask body odor due to bacterial breakdown of perspiration. Deodorants are mostly alcohol based. The major ingredients are sodium stearate, sodium chloride, and stearyl alcohol. The absorbing of sweat or smell by activated charcoal. In ancient times, the alum is used in Thailand, Mexico, and other countries as a deodorant. The difference between the perfume and a deodorant. They are different in the composition. A deodorant usually contains 10 to 15% solution of fragrance oil and mild alcohol, whereas perfumes contain 15 to 25% of fragrance oil in concentrated alcohol. So that is the main difference between the perfume and deodorants. The deodorants protects against odor, while antiperspirant protects against sweat and odor. Deodorant will help keeps you fresh, whereas antiperspirant also helps to control sweat. Perfect if you want to avoid underarm wetness. The next is toothpaste. It is our day starter. The toothpaste is a paste or a gel dentifrice used with a toothbrush. It is known as the dental cosmetic. So the toothpaste is used to promote oral hygiene. The major ingredients are abrasives, fluorides, and surfactants. In toothpaste, the fluorides are playing a vital role to prevent the cavities. The sodium fluoride and tin difluoride is used to prevent the cavities. To remove the surface stains, whitening toothpaste may be include sodium tripolyphosphate. The original collapsible toothpaste tubes were made of lead. The flavors are due to the bubblegum, cinnamon, fennel, lavender, neem, ginger, vanilla, lemon, orange, and pine. The next dental cosmetic is mouthwash. The mouthwash is to freshen breath, although if you suffer from severe chronic bad breath. So there are different type of the mouthwash is there. One is the fluoride rinse. The fluoride rinse can help to protect teeth against acids produced by plaque bacteria. The mouth rinse or mouthwash if you are recovering from a fungal infection. The active ingredients are cetylpredinium chloride, chlorhexidine, essential oils, fluoride, peroxide. The steps to follow when using fluoride rinse is use the right amount, Swiss like to mean it, and spit. The next important cleansing agent is soaps. The soap is a salt or fatty acid used in a variety of cleansing and lubricating products. There are different types of soaps are there. One is the bathing soap, another one is the toilet soap. They are also different in the composition. The toilet soap contain more fatty material than bathing bar. The production of toilet soaps usually entails the saponification of fats. The fats are the dry glycerides. Soap and water are more effective than the alcohol-based hand sanitizer because proteins and fats in food tend to reduce alcohol's germ-killing power. The next one is the toilet soap. The soap in its essence consists mainly of oil and lye, which is chemically called sodium hydroxide. Soap fragrances such as lemon and lavender can be added into you, leave a pleasant after scent. So some most ingredients which we are used in the toilet soap manufacture is fats, alkalis, essential oils, fragrances, glycerin, blends, distilled water, cocoa butter, and more. So the glycerin-rich soaps have proved to be a good in moisturizing characteristics. Next is hand wash. In this pandemic situation, the hand wash is getting more importance. Hand washing, also known as hand hygiene, is the act of cleaning one's hand to remove soil, grease, microorganisms, or other unwanted substances. Hand washing with a soap often and throughout a day prevents the spread of many diseases, especially COVID-19. A hand sanitizer or hand antiseptic is a non-water-based hand hygiene agent. Most are based on isopropyl alcohol or ethanol formulated together with a thickening agent such as carbomer into a gel or a humectant such as glycerin into a liquid or a foam for ease of use and to decrease the drying effect of the alcohol. Hand sanitizers containing a minimum of 60 to 95% of alcohol are efficient to germ killers. Comparing with the ethanol, the isopropyl alcohol solubility is more. Therefore, the isopropyl alcohol containing hand sanitizers are used to against the COVID-19. The COVID-19 contains the proteins are dissolved in the isopropyl alcohol, so our hand hygiene will be maintained. What are the main ingredients are present in the hand wash? It contains water, lauric acid, potassium hydroxide, myristic acids, palmitic, stearic acids, potassium chloride, sodium lauryl sulfate, cocamide, MEA, glycol distearate, glycerin, tetrasodium EDTA, and hydrogen BHT, silver, triclosan, fragrance oil with pine oil, silver, hydrogenated castor oil. The next cleansing agent is detergents. A detergent is a surfactant or a mixture of surfactants with the cleansing properties in dilute solutions. They are categorized into cationic, anionic, non-ionic, and ampholytic detergents. The major ingredients are listed here. The non-ionic surfactant alcohol ethoxylate is used. The alkyl ethoxy sulfate and alkyl sulfate, two anionic surfactants that help liquid detergents bind to impurities in fabrics. Citric acid is used as the cleaning agent, and the solvent ethanol is used as well as enzymes and cyclodextrin. Hydrogen peroxide acting as the bleaching agent. For getting whitening, titanium and titanium dioxide is added into the detergents. The next one is the dishwashing agents. Dishwashing liquid known as dishwashing soap, dish detergent, and a dish soap is a detergent used to assist in dishwashing. It is usually a highly foaming mixture of surfactants with a low skin irritation and is primarily used for hand washing of glasses, plates, cutlery, and cooking utensils in a sink or bowl. Any dishwashing liquid may contain a bleach, enzymes, or rinsing aids. Some dishwashing detergents may be homemade using ingredients such as borax, essential oil, eucalyptus oil, and grated bar soap, and among others. For the dishes cleaner, the phosphate is used. Phosphate products are used to make dishes cleaner. Next one is the floor cleaning agents. The liquids, powders, sprays, and granules used to remove dirt, including dust, stains, bad smells, and clutter on surfaces. The active ingredients are used in the floor cleaning agents are phthalates. They are mainly found in many fragranced household products such as hair fresheners, dish soap, even toilet paper. Next ingredients is perchloroethylene, or it is known as PERC, triclosan, quaternary ammonium compounds, 2-butoxyethanol, ammonia, chlorine, sodium hydroxide, and sodium peroxide. They are acting as the bleaching agent. In home, we are using majorly Lysol or otherwise the Dettol products. The active ingredient in many Lysol product is benzalkonium chloride, and chlorosilanol is the active ingredient in Dettol. So both are acting as the disinfectants. The last cleaning agents is the toilet cleaners. Toilet cleaners are also known as toilet water tablets, drop-in cleaner used to prevent toilet bowl stains from calcium, lime scale, and mold, etc. The common ingredients is used in the toilet cleaners is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid is acting as the major ingredient in the toilet cleaners, and sodium hypochlorite is used as the bleaching agent, and sodium hydroxide, cetrimonium chloride, and sodium lauryl ether sulfate is used for forming the foam. So the toilet cleaners doing what they are doing. The toilet cleaner is sprayed around the rim and the bowl of the toilet prior to the use of the toilet brush. The toilet brush is used to scrub the toilet, removing stubborn stains and biological debris. Next, by giving the more information, we are giving here the chemistry in some major products which we are used in our daily life. So those major products are paper, paints, plastics, textiles. The chemistry behind these major products are going to discussed here. The first one is paper. Paper has many different uses and can be changed into things that are completely different to its original making. Paper's characteristics are shaped by the way it has been made, which allows a completely unique personality to emerge. That personality helped me as human being connect. So the main ways chemistry is used in creating paper is when the lignin is dissolved in the water, or another way of chemistry is used is when the fibrils from the cellulose bond together to form a compact structure called paper. The major ingredient present in the paper is cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin. Lignin contained product also, maybe 70 to 100%. Inorganic portion consisting of mainly filling and loading materials such as calcium carbonate, clay, titanium oxide, etc. maybe 0 to 30% of paper. When we are recycling the paper, the different chemicals are used in it. The surfactants are used for the purpose of de-inking process. The hydrogen peroxide is used as the bleaching agent as an alternative to chlorine. Sodium hydrosulfide is used to reduce the colors in the recycled paper pulp. And chlorine is also used as the bleaching agent. Next one is the paints. The paints are making our life colorful. One thing that many people don't realize that paint can have an effect on someone's entire mood. Light and bright colors tend to put people in happier moods, whereas dark colors can sometimes have negative effects on moods. When selecting a paint for your bedroom, look at the paint color samples that make you feel relaxed and calm. So how the chemistry is related with the paint? Paint is a pigment and a binder and a solvent. A binder holds the pigment together. The solvent turns the binder and the pigment into a thinner, easier to spread fluid. It is not only a coloring chemical, it is a mixture of pigment, binder, and solvent. The pigments are Prime pigments to impart color and opacity. Binder, it is a polymer, is referred as resin, forming a matrix to hold the pigment in place. Extender, larger pigment particles added to improve adhesion, strengthen the film, and save binder. What are the different elements we are used in the paint? The basic white pigments, zinc oxide and zinc sulfide, lithophone and titanium dioxide. For getting the black pigments are the composed of elemental carbon. The red pigments are iron oxide, cadmium and cuprex oxide and various synthetic organic pigments. The next important material is plastics. The plastics packaging helps to protect and preserve goods while reducing weight in transportation, which saves fuel and reduces greenhouse gas emissions. From computers to cell phones and televisions and microwaves, durable, lightweight, and affordable plastics have helped revolutionize the electronics we rely on every day. The plastics are nothing, they are the polymers, the wide range of synthetic and semi-synthetic organic compounds that are malleable and so can be molded into solid subjects. Polyamides or nylons are used in the fibers, toothbrush bristles, tubing, finishing line, and low-strength machine parts such as engine parts or gun frames. Likewise, here we have the list of polymers which we are used in our day-to-day life. That is, the compacts and eyeglasses are made by polycarbonate. The textiles and the fibers are made by polyester, and the bottle caps and drinking straws are used by polypropylene. The foam peanuts and food containers and the cassette boxes are made by polystyrene. And cushioning foams, thermal insulation foams, and the most commonly used plastic in cars are polyurethanes. The plumbing pipes and the guttering and the electrical wire cable insulations are made by the polyvinyl chloride. And food packaging such as carton is made by the polyvinylidene chloride. In electronic equipment cases like computer monitors, printers, and the drainage pipe, all the things are done by acrylonitrile butadiene styrene. So the polymers are plastics playing a vital role in our day-to-day life. So you can easily understand the chemistry behind the plastics. The next one is the textiles. The textiles increases colors to our life. That is how is chemistry used in clothing. The chemicals are used in manufacture and the treatment of textiles. Chemicals may be added at fiber manufacturing, bleaching, dyeing, printing of fabrics. Chemicals may also be added to the finished product to obtain the different functions. So large variety of chemicals are used in textile and clothing. For example, dyes to give clothes their specific colors, water repellents to make outdoor wear more practical, and biocides to stop mold from growing on shoes. What are the chemicals are present in the or otherwise used in the textiles are acetic acid, oxalic acid, soda ash, sodium hypochlorite, and sulfuric acid. We are getting more colors in textiles. That is, the natural dyes are used or otherwise synthetic dyes. Natural dyes are made from plants and minerals, and synthetic dyes are usually made from coal tar and petroleum. They vary so much because different materials require different chemicals to make the dye adhere. Hydrogen peroxide is one of the most common bleaching agents is used in the textile industry. It is the primary bleaching agent and used in pulp, paper, and home laundry applications. Chlorine is the multi-purpose liquid. It is used to remove stain from clothes. It is also used as bleaching agent and used to clean the water. So it acts as the bleaching agent. It can change color also. So by this, I'm concluding the chemistry in cosmetics and cleansing agents and some major products. I hope this session is more useful and informative to you. So thank you all the participants who are participated in our national level 5-day online course. Stay safe and stay in home. Once again, I thank you all.